and I'm gonna go over this list of missions, and I'm gonna point out one thing that's wrong in each mission. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but slowly. I had to think for a couple of them. I had to think and really stretch it maybe for some of these. Let's see. In the prologue, you can clip through the gate in the hallway right before people get slaughtered the first time, you know? But I guess that's not like a big thing. And I'm just saying in terms of, because we gotta make a distinction. If I was to do this, we would have to make a distinction between gameplay glitches and nonsensical things in the story. Let's just talk gameplay right now. You can glitch through things. Well, you know, seeing how it's the prologue, it's very well made. They actually put detail and time into it, so there isn't really much. You came through here, keep looking, they stay frozen in place. I guess if you don't go far enough, if you don't stick out of the room too much, you don't trigger their AI to continue anything. Oh yeah, there really isn't too much. Oh, there's the disappearing SMG. The guy who has an SMG gets shot, it disappears, vanishes from existence, and then you walk there and suddenly there's a handgun. Those are kind of glitchy things in the first mission. But yeah, it's not really too interesting because honestly, the prologue, they had time to work on it. I would hope so. That's the first fucking thing in the game. The Miller mission. Holy shit, man. What's that? The first mission that there's already problems? They forgot to program the skulls to actually interact with the dumpsters in this area. And Miller. So if you run and put Miller in a dumpster, they will start shooting the dumpster with their infinite ammo, never reloading rifle thing that if you shoot them a little bit while they're doing that, the rifle actually disappears and they're gonna be shooting from their like fingers, from nothing, from the tip of their finger. So yeah, the skulls are all sorts of glitchy. So I'm not gonna do these things because hold on a second, I'm talking through y'all guys. So yeah, that's a pretty big one in this mission. This is the Mother Base tutorial. The Mother Base tutorial, you can always glitch Ocelot. If you dive forward as you go talk to Ocelot, since they forgot to account for the diving speed, they disable sprinting and running, but you can still dive forward. And Ocelot is programmed to start talking as soon as you're close enough to him. So if you dive into him, you will be close enough and he will start talking while he's facing the wrong way and facing the wall, and he's like, this base belongs to you now. While facing the wall. Not too big, I guess, because it's just a Mother Base tutorial thing. But here's way, the Spetsnaz dude can literally start talking to himself. So two glitches I've seen happen here. Either he starts talking to himself if you take all the other guys out before they get there, he still goes out and he still starts talking and he just talks to himself. Or they all get there and he starts walking back and forth before starting his speech, but he never actually starts his speech. He just stares at him back and forth forever. C2W. In C2W you can, it's actually more of an Easter egg than a glitch. I think you can destroy the stuff before it's time, and then when you start the mission, it will be destroyed. But in terms of glitches, I mean, this is where you get DD the first time, if you want to talk about it. Not getting DD for a long time will make Huey time travel, but I guess that's not really inherent into this mission. This mission is the Soviet dude. This is where we first see the animals not interact with D-Horse. I guess you could technically see it everywhere, but it happens here. It's not really too big. It's more of a general thing, so yeah, maybe we'll let this pass. Maybe. Can't really think of anything else. Yeah. Here, again, pretty much everywhere where there's skulls, there's gonna be some sort of glitch. Oh, really, Dim? You can glitch the ranking? Okay. Again, another mission with the skulls where you fight them, and if you just step out of the mission area and then back in, and they despawn. So, whatever. This is the mission with the 3 dudes, and the funny thing about this mission is that if you kill all 3 of them at once, like with an explosion or something, Kaz could not, for the life of him, fathom the fact that all 3 of them die at the same time. He's gonna say, "Hey, that was a target. Hey, that was a target. Hey, that was a target." Just one after the other as you kill all 3 of them. This is also the first mission where you can drown a guard by holding them up into the little puddle of water that they have in that village. Again, something general, but I usually do it here. If you hold up the guards into the little puddles of water in this game, they will stick their heads down the water until they drown themselves. And when somebody drowns in this game, they bleed, and the blood doesn't interact with the water in any way. So they're very dedicated to that fucking hold up. Here, of course, we have the intel file. One of the first intel files that's not about Kaz. If you go find this intel file, it will have Kaz's picture on it, because Kaz is the only intel file in the entire game. They just reuse the asset. And also, since we blow up some tanks in here, the tanks are programmed to fire where the explosions happen, just in case there's any survivors. So if you place C4 down, blow up the first tank, the second tank behind it will shoot exactly where the first tank blew up, just in case any of their friends survived, I guess. In this mission, you can also notice how they block off a certain ass crack in a mountain that you would normally be able to climb, because they don't want you to go around quiet, even though they told you you can miss quiet, but whatever. They put a destroyed helicopter right in front of it so that you don't climb up. Back down, of course, you have the tanks at the end when they the last 3 tanks that are supposed to spawn. At about 95% of the time they don't spawn. Then you have the Fox engine car, where you pick up the prisoner as the car drives away in mid-air. With Malak, the Malak mission, it's kind of hard for some of these missions because a lot of them are the same shit, right? Just go there and extract this dude. So, specific to the mission, I don't really know. Oh yeah, if you play this mission, okay, so this game has the system where the AI adapts to what you do. Like, they will wear helmets if you do a lot of headshots, they will wear gas masks if you throw gas grenades, all that stuff. And eventually, later in the game, the AI will adapt and wear body armor, and they will change their weapons range depending on how you engage them. So eventually, you might see a guy go from a rifle to a shotgun. And you might think this is good, right? The AI adapts, sure, okay. The problem is that this mission has the scripted event where one of those guys scares away a bunch of sheep, right? And if that guy's rifle changes into a shotgun, it changes into a full auto, infinite magazine capacity shotgun where he shoots this guy endlessly. and the sheep are only programmed to react to rifle fire, not shotgun fire. So he will sit there and shoot this guy endlessly with his shotgun, and nothing happens. The game freezes, or at least their script doesn't go on. So that's amazing. Quiet, do I even need to start talking about quiet glitching and not finding the player like you found in that video? Sometimes she will just shoot all over the place, start twitching and circling and whatever. Oh, and quiet never reloads. Unlike something advanced like a PS1 game, where Sniper Wolf reloads, Quiet never reloads. She will cycle her bolt action, but she never puts more ammo in the rifle. You can stand in front of her and keep baiting her shots, and she never reloads. Because attention to detail. What do we have here? Hellbound. Fuck, where did it go? Oh, I changed the tab, that's why. Hellbound is the Huey mission. And it's nothing too big, but there's a helicopter in this mission that turns around at a specific time. And you normally see the searchlight pass by and the sound effect with the light. They're supposed to be synchronized, but most of the time they're not synchronized. Most of the time you hear the sound effect first, and then the light passes by, which forces you to slow down and just wait for it to move. It's just something that applies when you're running around and you know where you're going. But it's a little something that happens to me in this mission. There's probably more that I'm not aware of. Pitch dark. This mission is a pretty big one. In this mission you have to blow up a big red tank, and if you try to use an airstrike to do so, due to unparalleled strategic freedom, there's a fucking invisible ceiling right on top of the red tank. So if you try to bomb it, you will see fireworks in the sky. Your bombs will go off in mid-air because there's a ceiling protecting it, because they don't know how to handle that otherwise. This one is possibly the glitchiest mission in the game. I've already explained this countless times. Each time you get close to a prisoner, they plop down on the floor to get ready to get Fultoned. The problem is they do that even when they have no idea that you're there. And all the scripts related to where the prisoners need to walk exactly to before the interrogations start. If you're too close, they'll plop down on the ground, the guards following them or pushing them around. They're not programmed to keep pushing them around if you do that. So everything just grinds to a halt and nothing happens. This mission just glitched it for everybody, I think. This mission is... oh, this is the Walker Gears mission. Yeah, I can't really think of anything about this one. Well, give it a pass because there's nothing new to do. Blow shit up or Fulton it. I guess. Yeah, probably nothing. Trader's Caravan, of course. This glitches depending on where you start the fight, because the truck goes all over the map, and the skulls, again, every time there's skulls, there's going to be some sort of glitch. They're not programmed to react with the entirety of the environments you might start the fight in. So what happens is that, you know, when you defeat the skulls and they do that like one last jump when they get out of the way for good, I had the skulls get stuck in mid-air and keep jumping endlessly in a cloud of black smoke. Very recently, actually. And you keep hearing the sound effect of the jump over and over and over and over. Another, perhaps the best glitch, is when you follow the escort around and they stop at one outpost and there's this tank in the back and the truck in front of it between two tanks, and the tank in the back just randomly decides to aim at the truck and fire. And you get a game over because the AI destroys their own tank. There's a clip of it out there. I'm in the process of maybe trying to figure out how to trigger that consistently, but it's definitely a thing. So the AI just destroys their own fucking truck and you get a game over. Somebody post the video, it's too good. It's one of the best things. Oh man. Rescue the Intel agents. This is the best time to listen to the Intel team tape, where they explain that the Intel team disguises themselves. They're not armed. They wear civilian clothes and you never see anyone in the field. These guys are decked out in full Diamond Dogs gear with holsters, handguns, knives, and on top of that, they're not your Intel team members, because you're not missing two Intel team people when you do this mission. You just get two new ones on top of nothing, on top of whatever you already had. So they're not two missing members, it's just magic. Holy shit, we're already here? We're already at the little shits mission? Should I even start? Come on. This mission requires you to save 5 kids, but in reality it only requires you to save 1. And that 1 kid that you rescue will do everything there is to do in the cutscene, where they interact with Miller and they get to Mother Base. So you can get that cutscene to run with only 1 kid. If you get the crippled kid, he gets momentarily uncrippled and then goes back to being crippled. And then later when you do the other missions, all the kids will magically be on base. The other thing is that they didn't anticipate that this game tells you to take those kids in a stupid LZ that's way too far, where you can just destroy the entire air radar in front of the mine and just call the helicopter right in front of it. Meanwhile, Ocelot tells you that that's not the fastest way to do it. I mean, okay. But yeah, by far the biggest thing is you can only rescue 1 kid. This is the one we were doing just now with the car. Do I even need to say anything? NPCs go from one car to the other. You can do anything in God's name to that car and they will glitch all over the fucking place. We were just doing that. Shabani or Chobani. This mission, it's where you sort of fight Volgin at the end, and Shabani's supposed to kill himself in a cutscene, but if you look at him during gameplay, he's still alive and breathing. Not to mention there's the PS2 feet models and all of the patients of Nzoya Badiabulu are immortal, breathing. You can shoot him in the head with a shotgun, nothing happens. But in particular, Shabani, who was supposed to kill himself in the cutscene, is still alive if you look at him. So that's great. Dude, this is too easy. We're here already, the war economy. In this mission, Kaz tells you that your base is under attack and you have to head back instantly. But if you don't head back instantly, he will tell you that the attackers blew themselves up and he's gonna remove the mission from the mission list. But as you can see, as you can see, the mission is still always in the mission list. So that's amazing. Another thing that's funny about this mission is they have this dude visiting the arms dealer, but the arms dealer apparently has a designation in the assault team, and he's in radio contact. He's like, I don't know, Delta 6 or whatever the fuck they call him. Even though he's supposed to be visiting, he can radio in and he has a call sign, but whatever, that's kind of funny. But yeah, here for this mission they tell you that they were going to remove it for the mission list because the enemies blew themselves up and all sort of shit went down, but it didn't. So that sort of includes these 2 missions, I guess. He knows if the containers are missing, yeah. The White Mamba, of course you can do all sorts of shit with Eli. You can put him in the truck, you can put him in the back of the truck, then he will start running, and you can fold on the truck and he will fucking run in the sky. And if you try backing up while he's in the truck, he will die instantly as if you run him over. There's all sort of stuff, all sorts of glitchy shit that you can do with Eli. This one is really literally just go in and Fulton these two guys. So there's really nothing to it that's different from anywhere else in the game, I guess. So yeah, this one gets a pass. This one, again, just go in, Fulton. One of them is a kid, so you put him in the car. But I don't know anything about glitches. This is where it really becomes like that. Another mission, this one. Go in the literal desert and kill this guy in the savannah. There's simply no mechanics that can go wrong, because that's that's just nothing. That's the open world. You go there and Fulton this guy. So that's how these missions... Oh wait, but this mission does have an intel file. So yeah, it's gonna be another picture of Kaz. This one is the guy who breaks free of his cuffs and he gets in the truck. There's quite a few glitchy things that can happen. For one thing, he has the animation that the enemies use to get in the truck, even though he's a prisoner. The enemies have this animation where they open the door, they put their rifle in the car, and then, or in the truck, and then they climb in and close the door. Obviously this guy is unarmed, but he still opens the door of the truck, puts his pretend rifle in, and then climbs in. And then when he starts moving the truck always starts moving, and it's completely silent. And then a few seconds, while the truck is in mid-movement, you will hear the engine turn on and the headlights will turn on. So he has temporarily electrical truck, I guess. I don't know. So that's funny. That's glitchy as fuck. Code Talker. It's Code Talker. You can put him in the back of the truck and Fulton him, and he will fucking die in mid-air, which is nice. But perhaps the biggest problem with this mission is that there are actually more than 100 people you can Fulton in this mission, and the game doesn't tell you, but there is a limit of 100 people that you can extract, whether it's by Fultoning them or by putting him in the helicopter. The problem is that the mission objective is to extract Code Talker, so he counts towards that 100 limit. If you go around Fultoning 100 people before Code Talker, and then you try to put Code Talker in the helicopter, you will get a red icon that doesn't let you do that, and you just wasted like an hour Fultoning 100 people just to soft lock the game, because you can't finish the mission because there's no more room for Code Talker. So that's amazing. All of this that I'm telling you was discovered just by playing the game. Metallic diarrhea. I don't know, I mean, their AI is stupid. They just run into the wall. I've seen them shoot through the containers at the airport. Either the bullets clip through or their gun clips through. You see the barrel just poke through and then they shoot you through it. Glitchy general shit, I guess. It's worth mentioning that the Skullface mission is around the time where we get the time traveling Ocelot tape, which in the act of playing tapes is technically gameplay. Pressing play on the tape that you're not supposed to have. This is when you get a tape about what Skullface says on point of death from Ocelot. Except Ocelot knows before it happens, because Skullface dies at the end of mission 31. You get the tape at the end of 29, so around mission 30's beginning you already know what Skullface is gonna say. But the mission itself, it's OKB0. Actually, that's one of the things somebody was talking about, which prompted me to start talking about all the missions. You get to the enemy's final base, and it's a fucking straight line with all the gates open, so the level design is terrible. You can put a smoke grenade in your car and drive through the entire base, because the smoke moves with you, and they don't alert through it. They just see a cloud of smoke move past and they're not programmed to be suspicious about it. As long as they can't see the character model inside, they don't alert. So you literally put a smoke grenade in your car and drive through the entire fucking straight line level design. But that's not even the biggest problem with this. Of course, the biggest problem with this mission is that Skullface has Diamond Dog's containers in his base. They reused assets from Mother Base without even fucking looking at them. They have Diamond Dog's logos on Skullface's base because they're lazy as fuck. Lazy, no attention to detail, no fucks given, whatever you want to call it. I wish I could show you guys every single one of these things. Maybe we'll do a select few. Shalalanthropus. I'm pretty sure some glitch with Shalalanthropus. I don't know. It's a bullet sponge though. I can't really think of any. I don't know. There's probably something. But the design isn't so great. Because you can just shoot it with any weapon in any part of the body. I know that the railgun can shoot through the ground, but isn't that supposed to be intended? Maybe? I don't know. Whatever. It gets half a pass. This mission, holy shit, man. To know too much. There's walker gears all over the desert, right? This is a literal desert with one dude in the middle and like 4 or 5 walker gears around it. They never programmed the walker gears to interact with the car properly. If you grab a car, do this mission, start running around the desert with a car, start running over the walker gears, many things can happen. You can clip through it, or you can blow it up and blow yourself up, bad RNG, or the walker gear fucking gets on top of the car, and when you run over somebody who is in a walker gear, you know when you injure somebody, normally they have that animation on the floor where they're slowly bleeding out and dying, and you can see them in pain on the floor. If you injure somebody in a walker gear, they're not programmed to have any reaction whatsoever. They just sit there, they stay perfectly still under the walker gear, but they're actually injured, so they don't alert and they're slowly dying on the inside. Like Skullface says, Code Talker says, somebody who appears healthy might be dying on the inside. That's what happens to those guys. You run them over with the car, clip through them, and they just sit there perfectly still. You can stay right in front of them, they don't alert, and after a while you see them plop and die, because they never programmed the walker gears to injured people on walker gears to do anything. And of course the walker gears, the cars clip through them or blow them up, which I guess that's the intended maybe behavior, but most of the time you will clip through it, and sometimes the walker gears will get on top of the car and become like a hood ornament. Not to mention that the AI is programmed to sort of know where the cars are coming from, even though they're not looking at you. They will try to move to the side automatically without thinking. Sometimes they will move into your path. But anyway, you can do that with a car, but like I said, if you get bad RNG, you could blow it up. But if you do it with D-Horse always clips through the walker gears all the time, 100%. And as you know, when you run somebody over with D-Horse, they get stunned. So D-Horse is actually 100% safe, non-lethal method of doing this mission and getting rid of the walker gears. The cherry on top is that Battle Gear was supposed to be an anti-walker gear weapon, and they said it was too overpowered. Meanwhile, the walker gears can be dealt with very easily. Yeah, if you smoke grenade a walker gear, it will start running in circles and, well, whatever. This is repeated shit, so we don't need to cover it again. This mission has the Ocelot message about fighting XOF in the future, which never happens. It also has reused Ground Zero's CAS lines. There's 2 containers, and they went as far as reusing Take Care of the Next One from Ground Zeroes, which you might think is not a big deal, right? But as you know, CAS had a completely different character and tone in Ground Zeroes, And the problem is that they use that line like in between something else that he's saying. He's like, "Boss, we must get these containers. Good job, you got one. Take care of the next one." Completely changing his voice in between his sentence. I believe they also reused the exact same timer from the Ground Zeroes mission side ops. When there's 3 minutes left, you hear Ground Zeroes Kaz saying, 3 minutes remaining. Boss, we must get Cypher. 3 minutes remaining? Okay. Whatever. Repeated mission, repeated mission. This mission has 2 cars approaching the base from 2 different sides, and you can put things in the way of the cars, and they will either clip through it, or the AI has this thing where they get out of the car, look at it, and it blows up. They don't plant any explosives, they don't throw any grenades, they don't call for any support. They just look at it, and it blows up. Which I guess is a feature, but it's pretty fucking glitchy sometimes. You put something in their path and they just fucking clip through it. Repeated mission, more vehicle missions. I don't know. Oh, no shit, I do know. This mission, if you take out the first 2 vehicles, Kaz will praise you, be like, good job, you took a vehicle out. And then after the second vehicle, if you take out your own vehicle, if you bring a car and blow it up, Kaz will praise you for blowing up your own vehicle. Good job. The vehicles are almost history. The enemy's almost history. So, man, that's amazing. Repeated mission, Shining Lights. Shining Lights actually has, if you're far enough away from the 2 dudes who actually do shoot back, you can hear them shoot forever. They never reload and they're still hitting each other. But they don't actually kill each other until you're close enough. So that's kind of a glitchy thing. But yeah, this mission just makes me mad more than anything. Repeated mission. You could say repeated mission, but this is where Ocelot time travels. Remember, at 4, Ocelot leaves with Big Medic on the whaling ship, and at 6, Ocelot is back and giving Big Boss his bike and passport. Even though Ocelot is hypnotized the whole time, doesn't know about Big Medic being a fake for the longest time, and he certainly doesn't go back from the whaling ship to give Big Boss his bike and then go back to Big Medic. So, time paradox there. Repeated mission, repeated mission, repeated mission, repeated mission. We just covered everything. How many missions did I actually give a pass to? Just because they have the only gameplay element of going in and full-toning somebody. Maybe 4 or 5? Oh man. Oh yeah, but I don't have the quiet mission in this, do I? Yeah, I don't have the quiet mission. But in the quiet mission, yeah, good point. In the quiet mission, they try not to give you weapons at the end, but if you order a supply drop, or if you had a blast arm, if you order a supply drop right before the fight ends, then you load the next part of the fight where you can't call any supply drops, but the previous supply drop will still be in mid-air, so you can get a weapon there, and if you blow up Pequod in that mission, Pequod is fucking invincible. Oh shit. Pequod is fucking invincible! Pequod is Sundowner in this mission, in that mission, which I don't have apparently. So if you blow up Pequod, he plays the animation for crashing into the floor, into the ground. He gets on fire. You hear all sorts of explosion. He's like, Mayday, Mayday, boom! And then you see Pequod rise from the ashes, from the ground, and going back in mid-air. Not actually getting a game over or anything. And that's only if you load a checkpoint. If you don't load a checkpoint, everything will just clip through Pequod if you shoot it. Not only that, when you set Pequod on fire and he comes back from the dead, if you continue and do the quiet mission cutscene, you can hear Pequod exploding in the background because it's in real time. So, yeah, that's great. I think that's everything now. I suggest somebody makes... did I talk for more than a minute for each minute? For each mission? I don't know. Maybe do a clip for each mission that I covered, or maybe do a highlight. That's however long it took me to went over this. I'm sure there's more things. There's more things out there that I'm not aware of. This game is a fucking mess. This is probably just the tip of the iceberg. Oh man, I talked for so long. I'm gonna take a small break now. Yeah, thanks, FIFA. I guess one day we're gonna add to it. I'm sure we're gonna add to it. There's no way that's all. Where is Three Dog? Well, he said he needed an hour about 30 minutes ago. And the deal is that